Good morning, guys. Today we're going to be moving on to a new topic. I'm going to give you an introduction to angles. So we are not looking at angels today, we're looking at angles. So angles are a measure of rotation or a measure of turn. So in this lesson we're going to be recalling important angle facts, and we're using these facts to calculate missing angles in a diagram. So I'm going to start off by asking you a question. Let's consider this number 360. I want you to ask yourself, have you ever seen this number when, say, you haven't been in a maths lesson? So have you seen this number just crop up in real life before? So pause the video and think of any times in real life where you've heard that number before. Okay, so I'm going to show you some examples of where I've heard that number in real life before. So let's go into YouTube. Alright, so the first video we're going to watch is a guy attempting a 360 loop on a skateboard. Let's watch the video and let's see if we can figure out what 360 means in this context. So that 360, it means he's travelled in a full turn. A full circle means 360 degrees. Another time I've seen the number 360 in real life is when you're thinking about 360 videos. So they're basically videos where you can change the camera angles. So let's watch this video of cute cats. So if I press these arrows, I can change the direction I'm looking. Okay. So I can follow this cat as he walks around in a circle just by playing with that camera angle. So 360 again means a full turn. And the last one I was thinking of, so if you're a bit of a gamer like I am, let's say we're talking about Fortnite, if you do the trick 360 no scope, that means you run up and you defeat your enemy by spinning around in the air. So it's very, very hard to do, but 360 means one full turn. So you go around in a full circle. So mathematically, if I have a point with some angles completing one full rotation, it has to be a full turn, all of these angles will add up to 360 degrees. So at the moment I've got 130, add 132 at 98 degrees. Summing them all together, that gives me 360 degrees, and that will always be true. Let's say if I moved this point A, so if I made this angle really tiny, that would make the other angle C much larger, so it still adds up to 360 degrees no matter how I move these angles. As long as I've got a full circle, it will always be 360 degrees. So at this stage, please can you pause the video and try this question. So your question is work out the size of angle X, and you're going to use the angle fact that we just learned. So we know that if we have angles around a full circle, they must add up to 360 degrees altogether. So to work out this missing angle X, we need to take the whole 360 degrees and take off these two angles that we've got to get that X. So let's start off with 360 degrees. We're going to take off 74 and then take off 150, and that will give us 136 degrees. So our answer is A. So at this stage in the video, please can you pause and try task 1 on the worksheet that I've attached for you, please. So we just looked at angles around a full circle, but what about angles on a semicircle? So instead of a full turn, I now have a perfectly half turn. So half turn makes half a circle, and a half turn always appears on a perfectly straight line. So this line AB is my straight line, and I have angles coming off a straight line. What do you notice about these pairs of angles? What do they add up to make? So 135 add 45 gives me 180. Is that always true? So I can make 90 and 90. So two right angles make 180 degrees, and that is always true. So no matter how long or short these lines are, these angles will always add together to make 180 degrees. So that now gives us our angle fact, where angles on a straight line sum to 180 degrees. And we recognise that with a semicircle or half a turn. Let's try task 2. So in task 2, what I would like you to do is tell me, are these statements true or false? So for example, for that first question, it's saying that angle A and B add together to make 180 degrees. Well, I'm asking myself, do these angles complete half turn? So they don't complete a half turn, do they? There's actually a gap there. So I'm going to say that first one is false. Question 2, will angles A, B and C, do they add together to make 180 degrees? Well, they are angles on a straight line and they do complete that half turn, so this one is true. Okay, so pause the video and have a go at task 2, please. Okay, some examples then. So first question, what does angle P have to be? Well, I've already got 130 degrees. I know angles around a half turn add up to 180 degrees, so that P must be 50 degrees. Alright, next question. Let's think, well, what does angle P have to be? Well, that's 60 degrees. That's just useless information. That's not really a part of our problem, because when I'm doing problems like this, all I'm interested in are angles on a full turn. So if you just imagine that's not even there, it doesn't change the size of angle P, does it? Angle P in this question will still be 50, right? And then the last one, well, when I've got 3 angles on a point, I use the same process really. So I ask myself, well, what have I got so far? 60 add 70 makes 130 degrees. So really, it's still the same question. That angle P is 50 degrees because angles on a half turn, angles on a straight line add up to make 180 degrees. Okay, so if you could try task 3 on your worksheet, your solutions are on there, and just let me know if you need any help. Thank you very much, guys.